Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to today's live with Jana Green, the UK's #1 conscious success coach. Good morning, Jana.
Good morning, good morning. How's everyone? Glad to be here. It's always a few days, so nice to see everyone. Thank you. I have a name.
I know, I couldn't find the little button there. We got it now, we got it.
Awesome.
Good
So
morning.
how have you been doing?
Not too good over the weekend. I won't talk about it too much because it will just keep on manifesting, but I have been rough as, let me just say. Yeah, we won't go into details because it's
okay.
time, but it's
I think that a lot of people have been feeling quite ill, and either physically or mentally, or haven't been fine. I found over the last week, me in the way that I had very little energy, which is, as you can guess, extremely unlikely. But so did my other colleagues within the coaching mentor in the industry. And lots of clients had a really bad time. There was lots of upset and crying involved. So if you're feeling out of sorts, not all right, it's what has happened energetically around the world. So do not pay much attention to it. It'll pass. It'll pass.
It certainly was
Huge changes, lots of new things, lots of old stuff out, new stuff in. Just know that it's normal, that it's expected. It happens a couple times a year, at least a couple times a year, if not more. But it's a great opportunity for you to make another step up. Go with the change and you'll come up another level. Resist the change and the change will repeat for so long until you finally decide to make it. So save yourself time and go with the change. Otherwise, if you don't, it'll repeat and repeat and repeat in a worse and worse and worse way until you have no choice but do it. But, that means that you're going to be worried and stressed out a lot. While if you make the change now, things will turn out great. So I would encourage everyone just to go with the flow and not resist it. Do not resist changes.
There was no resisting. You couldn't resist.
Well, some people have no chance, but yeah, just it's big week or two of very, very strong changes. Just make them happen, do them, because there's no other way. If every time in life you resist change, you can hold it off for a little while. I grant you that. But it'll come and bite you again and again and again and again and again. Ridiculously repetitive, because you've been asked to make a change which is necessary on your way to growth, to getting better and more successful and happier. If you resist it, you will be sent it so many times until you get it. And if you don't get it, you'll be sent that problem over and over again until you pass away. I mean, it's your choice. You can either spend a lifetime of fighting something what you can't, or you can just get on with it. I mean, we all have choices. My recommendation is do not resist it, make the change, because if you do, you're gonna make another step up. You're gonna be a different level, and it's really important because we all are seeking happiness and more money and better relationships and a better health and better everything. And these things, the uncomfortable things, like I know I should do it, but I don't want to. Well, you're either going to remain on your level here, unhappy, unsatisfied, or you're going to make the change, which is very uncomfortable, but you're going to go a level up where you're going to be more happy and more satisfied. And you need to keep doing it all your life through. So yes, it's uncomfortable, but the great thing about every change is that it gets you a level up. It gets you that much happier, that much more sorted, that much more successful. So I actually have learned through experience to absolutely adore changes, because I know with every change comes more happiness, more easiness, more effortlessness, more money, more success. So I know what I choose. And it would be awesome if you learned what to choose as well, rightly, correctly. Yeah. So that was just a fast explanation towards the things which were happening last week and part of this week as well. So you're not the only ones. Hi to everyone. We have lots of people here, which is awesome. Good to see you. And do we know who they are? Never.
Yeah.
Let me know.
And Elena.
Okay, Elena and Gwyneth. Hi. Yeah, and there's more coming on, which is awesome. But today I wanted to talk about something very particular. I've been surrounded by quite a few clients who do not know what they want, and they find it incredibly difficult, nay, impossible, in their eyes, of course, to come up with goals, to know what they want in life. And it just dawned on me, because they're always looking, what is that person gonna do? What is she gonna do? What is he gonna do? What's gonna happen to the economy? What's gonna happen to COVID? And then when I know what they're doing, I'll adjust and make my decision. And you know what? That's not how it works. You need to make your decision first, and then everyone else has to conform to it. You do not wait for the whole world to tell you what they're doing so that you can make comfortable decision. It's never going to work. You're going to be waiting forever. So you need to figure out what you want now, what you're after, and then everyone else and the outside world has to conform to you. And that's the only way to live happy and successful life. So if you don't know what you want and you're struggling to make a decision because you're waiting what's going to happen, are these going to open, are these going to do what, is he going to move out, should I get a mortgage, should I rent, should I leave my boyfriend, should I stay with my boyfriend, should I lose some weight, and should I invest money? Then you're being driven, you're not in charge of your life. You're dependent on everything outside of you, on the circumstances, people, politics, economy, healthcare systems. That is not a way to success. The only way to success and happiness is I make a decision what I want, and everything else has to conform to me. Because that's the rule, that's the law. So that is very interesting. Lots of people rely on other things and other people and other circumstances to make their life matter, to make their life copy what other people are doing, what other people want. No, you need to come up with your own stuff. And it just makes sense when you look at it. If Edison copied the outside world, we'd still be using candles. But he said, I'm not conforming to the outside world. I know there's something better. I'm going to invent bulb. Or whoever invented it. There's too many theories about who it was. So let's pretend it was Edison. So he invented bulb. He didn't rely on people saying, well, candles are great. Candles are okay. Or it would be nice not to have a candle, but something else. But I don't know what it is. He didn't rely on outside circumstances. He just decided that he sees the future of energy differently, and he did it. That's why his company is worth billions and billions and billions. General Electric. We do not rely on outside circumstances, on outside people, on opinions and doings and actions of outside people outside of us. We make the decision, and they have to conform to what we want. And this, unless people understand this, it's going to be really difficult for them to have a life they feel comfortable with, happy, successful, which runs the way they want to. It's you make the decision first, and then everything else has to conform to you. You do not wait for everyone else and then conform to them. So that's it. I hope that made sense.
Yeah. I've got
Yeah.
no questions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let us know if you understood what I just said. It would be great. Yeah. Well, so what other questions do we have today?
Who have we got? Who have we got this morning? I guess like being a bit of a philosopher. I've read quite a few philosophies, and one thing springs to mind when you talk about creation and imagination and things like that. There's this train of thought that if you haven't experienced it, then you can't imagine it anyway. So if, for example, if you want to be rich with money, unless you've had lots of money before, it's always going to be an impossible task. What are your thoughts on that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I totally disagree.
Is that like gratitude?
I know how I'd behave. I know what I do. I actually know if I was given 10 billion pounds, I'd be able to spend it in 2 hours. I literally would know how to spend it all in 2 hours. I have a plan. I know what to do. I know who I'd ask. I know how I'd arrange for it. No, I disagree. And of course, I do not have 10 billion pounds. I hopefully will, because that's what I want to go for. But if I know how to spend it in 2 hours, and if I can think of it, and if I know what I do with it, it's not difficult and comes to me really easily, really easily. So there's a castle, apartment in New York, apartment in Saint-Tropez, something in Nice, a huge place in Prague, something in Moscow, facing the opera because I want to see all the ballets. Yeah, lots of worldwide trips, lots of investments, foundation for helping people with depression and anxiety and suicides, yacht, Boeing, private jet, all sorts of stuff, helicopters, investment in buildings, creating businesses left and right, employing thousands of people. I would know what to do with it easily. And I came up with that idea within minutes. I disagree. I disagree. It's a lack of imagination because you're not trained. You do not spend time thinking about it. You do not spend time entertaining these thoughts. You do not get inspired. It's not that difficult to go to whatever Hello or whatever other magazine and have a look how other people are living and what you'd fancy if you had the money. It's not that difficult, is it? I would hire event companies so I could have speeches to thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. I would book airtime. I would have my own TV. I would, there's so much stuff I do. I would have lots of books. I would have lots of materials. I would have an event company which would arrange for it. I would have company who would be shooting videos every day with me. I would be putting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, into advertising. Jesus, I know exactly what to do. And if I can do it, there's no reason why other people couldn't.
So is that what you'd recommend if somebody's struggling to know what 10 billion look like? Just go and spend it in your head. If that's what
go and spend it. What would you do with it?
It's not what everybody wants, but if that is what you want,
yeah, it's a really amazing. The best yacht in the world will cost you $1 billion. There you go. I have 9 left.
That was easy.
Boeing will cost you hundreds of millions. There you go. Have one or two Boeings. Have a smaller private jet. And there you go. There you go. We can rent a Boeing, and it costs you 70,000 an hour. And if you get from US to Australia, you're in it for 1 or 1.5 million for renting one trip in that superbly luxurious Boeing. And then, then there's foundations you can set up. There's funds you can set up. There's, lots of, you can support this cause, you can support that cause. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not even sure that I would not need more than 10 billion. So start there. How would you spend it? Get inspired. Well, I always remember my mother and my husband telling me, uh, when I watch movies, oh, this never happens. Why are you taking it seriously? Because I get really, if someone's trying to hurt someone, I go, turn left, don't do it. Hey, careful, he's behind you. That sort of stuff. And they take piss. They just laugh. But I take this stuff, as if it was real. Why wouldn't I? And I always hated the comments. It's just Hollywood. It's just a movie. But guess what? If you can imagine it, it either has happened or it can happen. And lots of these things are inspired by life events. Lots of Hollywood movies are inspired by life events. So why don't you watch A Pretty Woman and see how he spends money? He needs 1 billion today, probably 5-10 billion to buy one company, so he can put it apart and sell it separately. That's one deal. We think it's lots of money, and of course it is, but that's just one deal he went through. Observe things, because they're for real. They're for real. Any of the movies, except for hopefully some very horror and extremely sci-fi movies, that may be partially true, but everything else has been done. It's I write scenarios for movies. I have heard of that story. I have heard of that the other story. Someone told me this. Someone told me that. Wouldn't that be interesting to make a movie about it? Because unbelievable stuff happens around the world. Unbelievable. And the movies are just a copy of it. So go and get inspired. Lots of things you see in movies are for real and have happened. You know how to spend money. You know what rich people do. You can spot their behavior. You can see how they behave, what they do with their money. It's not that difficult. So of course you can. I think that not knowing how it feels is just a sign of fear. I think it's just based on fear. Because if you don't have any fears, you'll just imagine whatever you want. And if you have no limits, you'll imagine 100 billion. So go and get inspired and have a look at all the luxuries you could have. Because you can. Because if you can imagine it, the only thing you cannot have is what you cannot imagine. Now, if you cannot imagine much, well, then you're a bit stuck. So you need to learn how to imagine. That's it. Buy 10, 20 magazines and go for it. Have a look. Yes, Bugatti Veyron, not bad. In 3 colors, please, to match my trainers. Not difficult, people. It's not difficult.
That's just one of your methods, I guess, for getting in love with money type thing. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, that's just one. But you've got so many more, really, that we haven't even started on.
Scratch the surface.
Yeah, so I'm imagining we're going to be ramming those into the upcoming money course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I will teach you how to work with money before they show up in your reality, how to spend them, how to make them, and all the rest of it. So that's something you should be looking for. But yeah, I think that one of the worst things going on in the world is lack of creativity, lack of imagination. Because if I can imagine these things superbly easily within minutes, so can other people. Because I know I'm different to everyone, but and in more ways than one. We all know that, but I refuse to believe that I'm the only one in the world. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to take myself that seriously. So, when you were a child, you had dreams. Did you dream to be a princess? Well, how do princesses behave? It's very easy. It's very easy. All you need to do is just go and look up some luxury groups on Facebook, or go on Instagram. There's lots of people showing the pictures of what they'd like to have or what they have. Get inspired. Some of the most expensive cars in the world cost millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds. So you need to buy 10 cars and you're 1 billion short of money. There you go. Or 5.
Can you imagine saying that, like, oh, I haven't quite got enough, I need another billion? Like,
yeah. And there are people, I promise you, there are people in this world who say, oh, I wish I had 10 more billion or 50 more billion. This is not fair. I'm sure there are people like that.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Because they have different money beliefs. They see things through completely different lenses. Well, if you don't know how to imagine being rich, become a person who is rich and who you like, and see life through their lenses. I hope that, maybe someone here will like Kim Kardashian. I don't know if she's your cup of coffee. I like coffee, so I don't say tea. So if she's your cup of coffee, go and observe what she does, how she behaves, and how she spends her money. Easy, done. Don't make life unnecessarily difficult. Everything's easy. Remember, everything's easy and effortless. Yay. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you got inspired. I hope that we sorted out a couple of things for you. Glad you came over. We're gonna see you soon. We're gonna see the people in the elite group for manifesting party tonight at 6. We should have a good attendance this week, and we're gonna see the rest of you on Friday at 4 on the page. But we'll let you know about that. There will be reminders. Yeah. Hope you learned a lot. I wish you a really good, nice week, and go buy some magazines, people. Yeah. Has to be done. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.